Hey everybody, it's Key Ray Dynamite here. Ooh. Rihanna. Thank you. I wanted to talk about this movie. The movie's called Pan. And I actually had meant to see it when it came out in 2015 because at the time it was my nephew's birthday. And I was like, oh, he's turning 13. Like, it would be cool for us to go see this movie. Because I feel like the kid was about around that age. And like, who doesn't like a Peter Pan story? Little did I know. But this movie was just weird because I feel like it wanted to be different so bad. And it's like, you try. And I'm trying to figure out how Hugh Jackman got in this movie. Are you good? It's 2015. Like, I feel like he just wanted to sing, and like I love Hugh Jackman. I love him in X-Men. I love him in The Greatest Showman. I just love him, period. Right? But how? I don't know how he ended up in this movie. Like it doesn't compute. Got my notes right here. Trying to stay organized. The movie starts off with the mother dropping Pan off at an orphanage. Shocker. But the mother that played her, I believe it was Olivia Wilde. Or was it Sophia? Not Olivia Wilde. It was, I'll pop the picture up here. Y'all, it was Amanda Seyfried. I really wasted y'all's money for her to be in this one scene. The nuns are horrible. They're hoarding food and like giving them slop. So the nuns are eating top tier. Mind you, this movie is set in World War III. World War II. Can't be a World War III if there's only one side fighting. Narnia kind of, we've been there, done that, and they did it better, but I digress. Him and his friend go find the food, and there's like candy, treats. They're getting bombed right now, and that's how they found the food. We find out that the nuns are giving these children away to pirates. So this boat comes, it's a flying boat because of course Neverland, comes to get these kids from the orphanage. The pirates just keep coming down, just literally snatching kids out of bed. They get on the boat and Pan's friend is like, Pan, we gotta jump. Pan is like, I can't do it because Pan is afraid of heights. So his friend jumps because he's like, y'all, and Peter Pan ends up going, with the pirates. We meet this freaking pirate who was Blackbeard, obviously. Now, by right now, you're getting it like, okay, he's using these kids to mine fairy dust. And it was very obvious the reason why, because you can see Blackbeard is aging, right? And you're like, okay, so obviously he's using this fairy dust so he doesn't have to age. And I'm just like, you guys couldn't have like done something a little bit more original. This movie has like random songs.
Why taste good?
I mean, Hugh Jackman was the best part of the movie, don't get me wrong, but like, why did they do that?
What was the reason? One of the traditions in Neverland is when someone is caught like stealing or doing something Blackbeard doesn't like, you have the chance of walking the plank, which is not into the sea. You fall to your death in the mines. And so the kids, I believe, if they're like a part of the voting system, and so if they think you should walk the plank, they give you a thumbs down. And so this one kid got kicked off, and Blackbeard, one of his sayings is think happy thoughts, which I think was cool. I did like that aspect of that. That's where Pan gets it from. So he kicks Pan off, he kicks this kid off the paddle. So yeah, we see that the kids are clearly being put to work. Pan meets Hook. This character is played by Garrett Hedlund. Nothing against Garrett Hedlund. I saw him in another movie that he was good in, but this movie, he was just so extra. It was like it was like they took a character from something else and then placed him in this world. The whole time he's talking, every single thing he says is with like, James Hook, nice to meet you. And I'm like, if all the pirates aren't talking like that, we don't need him to do it. Like it felt very out of place. Something happens to where Pan is accused of doing something, so he has to walk the plank. And of course, they're singing another song.
This time it's Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones.
The kids vote for him to get kicked off. So Blackbeard kicks him off, think happy thoughts, and of course Pan flies. What? I didn't see that coming. I thought he was gonna fall to his death. Oh snap, he's flying, and Blackbeard is like, what? Oh my gosh. Well, this is really weird though, because Blackbeard has a meeting with him and he's like, there's a prophecy that there's gonna be a kid who kills me. Is it you? Like it's the villain, it's like the monologue thing, and he's like, are you gonna kill me? It would have been more interesting if Blackbeard tried to kill him outright. It gives more of a thing that's not cliche, you know? Like, it would have been so much more interesting if Blackbeard took Pan and tried to kill him and then Pan got away. But then Pan ends up locked in a cage. And I'm like, why would you keep the kid that you think is gonna kill you in a prophecy? Why would you keep him alive? You already saw him fly. They escape because Hook is like, I'm not staying here. He escapes with Pan, and then Smee turns up and he's like, helps them, and then he's like, I'm coming with you guys. So they escape and they end up in some part of Neverland where they meet the natives, where Tiger Lily is played by Rooney Mara, who is white. What was the reason? There's like this battle, and then they find out that Pan is the boy in the prophecy who is supposed to come and like save them. So they tell Pan that his mother is alive. What I need to save y'all for? Y'all talking about my mother's alive? Y'all tricked me to save y'all? And y'all know that I want to see my mother, but y'all telling me that she's alive. Find out that Blackbeard is actually, he was married to Pan's mother. But Pan's mother fell in love with the fairy prince. The fairies are not personified. Like, they're little tiny glowing lights. And it's really weird. They should have showed an example of a fairy becoming big and like seeing a face of some sort. I feel like they were really excited about the effect. Glowy things that fly. Like no. So there's this battle with Blackbeard. Blackbeard kills a bunch of the natives, shocker. And he kills the chief, shocker. And I'm just like, so you have all this energy to go and chase Pan after he escaped, but you had the chance to kill Pan when you had him on your boat. So I just feel like they took this whole runaround approach when it would have been way more compelling if Blackbeard was gonna kill him outright and then Pan escaped during like their fight, and like he flew away or something. But no, they have to go through this whole thing of Pan can't fly because he's the only reason that he flew the first time was because it kicked in from his instincts. I'm just like, after Blackbeard ambushes the natives with, of course, Smee gave them up because Smee is Smee. They're like flying on the boat, which was cool. I'll say that they were flying on the boats in this cave trying to get to the fairy kingdom that is actually not extinct like Blackbeard was believed. They actually have like this fairy kingdom somewhere that was hidden in a map, and like that was the reason why they needed Pan to find them. So they're trying to find this fairy kingdom, and on the way there's this huge fight. The fairies show up, and because first of all, Hook was like, I'm out of here, I'm not a part of this. But then of course he comes back. Wow, I can't believe it. What should have happened is Hook should have just peaced out right out and been like, I don't care about this whole conflict y'all are having, I just went out of here. I've been working for Blackbeard my whole life since a boy. I don't really want nothing to do with y'all. It would have been more compelling for him to actually leave, and that would be the conflict for him and Pan. But this movie was a little bit cocky because they thought they was going to get a sequel the way that it ended. But I'll hint on that at the end. During this fairy battle, Pan ends up kicking Blackbeard off a plank, which is, and he says, think happy thoughts before he does it. But the thing about this battle was that it was really bad because it was just a bunch of lights and effects picking up people and dropping them. And I'm like, it would have been so good. It would have been so cool if these fairies were actual people and we could see them fighting these pirates. I don't know what was the reason? I don't know what the reason was for that, but I mean, y'all could have done better with this. There's this thing, unspoken thing between Hook and Lily, Tiger Lily, and Hook really likes her, but Lily is like, man, I'm not checking for you. But eventually, when he comes back and saves the day, she like warms up to him. So like there's like this B, C, maybe even a D plot of him like trying to win her over. And so after the battle happens, Pan meets his mother, and she's like comes in like through magic or something. It's really not clear because she's supposed to be dead, but she's talking to Pan and she's like, I love you, and I left you because I knew it was the right thing to do because Blackbeard was after me or some crap like that. And so Pan gets to see his mom. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional. The kid who played Pan wasn't bad, particularly in this scene with the tears of him finally getting to say hi to his mother, really goodbye to his mother, because we found out that his dad was killed by Blackbeard, which I'm like, how can Blackbeard kill him if they're like little tiny lights flying? How do you do that? Instead of telling, y'all should have showed us. Movie. So yeah, what happens at the end is after everything is resolved, he goes back and he gets his friends, orphan friends, his family, and we see them, all the kids in the orphanage are sleeping, and Pan comes through the roof and he's on top of, Pan learned to fly. He's like, hello everybody, I'm here. And like the kids are like, Pan, Peter, oh my gosh. The kids are really happy because they get to be taken out of this horrible orphanage, and I guess like as the orphanage fills up, Peter is gonna come back and forth and take the kids to this Neverland. They could have done so well by this movie and they just didn't, and I'm like, y'all had so much to work with. Drifting off into the sunset, him, Hook, and I believe Tiger Lily, and all the orphans, and Peter says, we'll always be friends, won't we, Hook? And then Hook says, what could possibly go wrong? I know y'all really thought y'all was getting a sequel. Just wait. The writing, the directing, some of the acting choices, I was like, how did y'all get away with this? Comment down below and tell me what you thought of it. If you're already here, go ahead and subscribe. Take a gander at my other videos, let me know if you guys want me to talk about any other movies, and even if I've seen it, I'll review it, and even if I haven't seen it, I'll definitely watch it. It depends on the movie. Other random stuff that you want me to talk about, I would love to make videos that you guys want to see instead of me just picking everything. If you watch it after this review, please let me know what you thought. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.